Scene 9. John, where are you from? 9 degrees. Carrie's from Boaz, Alabama. Hello, Carrie. You glad to be out back? Carrie, aren't you glad that I set you up with a nice portfolio to go on a week-long vacation, and you get back and you're making that money? Detroit, that's pretty good. 21 degrees, 2 degrees. There it goes. Scott, 2 degrees. Anybody from Tulsa? There's Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow. Boy, it's cold. -6. Wisconsin gets to -6. That's pretty cold. Folks, how many people saw some videos I did over the weekend? I had 4 videos on silver. Y'all, did anybody see those videos I put out over the weekend? I had 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you didn't, I have Adam posted in the room the links. You can watch it later, but you ought to watch those videos. Roland saw number 4. Okay. Yeah, we'll post it in the room. That way you'll have in the 4 videos. They're not long, but they got a theme. We all know that silver is the hottest ticker on the planet. We all know, okay? We all know that from Friday's close, it was going to open higher today because you could follow it in the cash market. Let me give you a little hint. Does anybody have a Coinbase account? Let me just say that. Does anybody got a Coinbase account? You can follow silver. It's called silver bars inside of Coinbase to watch silver trade over the weekend. Everybody aware of that? David Gurmia was telling me about it, and so it's pretty extraordinary. Follow cash over the weekend. I like doing that, by the way, just to let you know. Okay, so that's why I knew when I think I posted something, it'd be up 10%. Okay. It's just Rob, it's just silver bars is what it's called. Follow silver bars on Coinbase. Look it up. But it's put $1 or $2 in it. That way you keep it in your portfolio and just watch the price of it. I didn't look to see if it had gold bars. I already checked that one out. Okay. Anyway, I just thought it was nice to know that. Silver futures tonight are at 107. That's right, $107. My target's 110 in the near term. I want to explain something that you're going to see in a slide later on, but I want to tell you about it. A little history here. If you go back in time with silver, there was 2 times in history it made it to $50. And you've heard me say that. People have heard me say that, right? And the 2 times in history that it went to $50 was during the bunker hut era. That's when I first got into business, made it to 50. The second time was when we called Osama bin Laden. It was in May, I think May 1st, if I remember. And so in December, our 3-day algo gave us a buy signal at $52 an ounce. That's when I said get long, because what you're about to see, okay? And I think that when you think about these kind of things, I want to take you back to the Dow Jones. For 140 years, it never got above 1,000. In 99, it got up to 10,000. Once it breaks that barrier like 10,000 or 1,000, it lasts. We've been going up 25 years on the Dow Jones. In fact, we're pushing 50,000 now. Do you understand why I've been saying to everybody, get silver? Based on, it's not just going to be a one pop. It will have its air pockets. It will have some down moves. But the bottom line is, folks, you don't want to be on the sidelines, and you have to allocate money towards this market. It's unbelievable. Coming into the night, this will blow your mind. Coming into the night, silver is up 40% for the month of January. Now, there'll be naysayers out there. There'll be people waiting for it to pull back. You heard what I said, leave it in the dust. You don't do a market like this. You respect a market like this and you get a position in it and hold on with both hands, okay? It's an unbelievable market. And what I'm going to give you tonight, how many people here type of amount of dollars you'd put at risk each week if I told you you had the possibility doing that, making extraordinary returns? Just type of the dollar amount. I'm going to throw out some dollars that'll generate over a year. All right, 5,000 a week, okay? Let's start with 1,000. 1,000 a week would generate about $500 or $600 a week with what I'm going to teach. 5,000 a week will generate about 1,500. 10,000, okay? If you put 10,000, then you're getting into some really super things, okay? Hey, Rhonda. When you see what I put together, it's called the silver wheel. You got to be part of it, okay? No, we're talking SLV. The ticker's SLV. I'm going to dedicate how many people could be around at 1:15 every day at 1:15? 1:15 Eastern time for 5-10 minutes. I'm going to dedicate the next 30 days to teach everybody here a lifetime of setups that you use at 1:15. I call it my silver wheel. Last week, she's here tonight, made 20% on her account last week. That's pretty good, isn't it? 20%. And it's not, and she's got more than enough money to day trade in there, but 20%. These are not day trades. 1:15. 20%. Y'all remember Carol Eccles that was down here for the one-on-one? Y'all remember that? I know Deb knows her. My guess with what she got out of that one-on-one class, okay, she's probably up 50,000 in the last week. Now she put some big money up, but still. Patricia says she's up 1,200%. Pretty good stuff, huh? Well, are y'all ready to learn about this and get part of it? Because we got to hit the ground running. Who's ready? Give me a yes if you're ready to learn about it. Okay, let's get into it. Of course, join my YouTube channel, join my free tube. There's risk involved in trading. You know, I always put risk at the forefront of anything I do. If I told you what I'm going to teach, it's probably one of the best 10 trades that I've ever done in my entire career. That's a big career, and that's a big statement. I think it's in the top 10, okay? I think that's the truth. For those that don't know, I'm a former Air Force officer, active trader since the 70s, former member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Boy, our futures program's cooking with gas. Author of 3 books, Winning the Day Trading Game, The Markets Never Sleep, and Trade to Win. And I work with students. My favorite part of this whole thing is working with you, okay? This is how we help you master the markets through education, training, and experience. All the 3 things that you have to be successful. Now, this is my schedule of the week. 11 o'clock, train and trade tomorrow. 1:15, silver wheel. Y'all see I've got it carved out for 15 minutes there? Everybody see that? Tuesday, 10:45, 11, 1:15, and 1:30. Wednesday, 11 a.m., 1:15. What time, if you're in my Silver Wheel program, do you need to pay attention? You don't have to be there, but you got to go check our Telegram channel during that time. But I'll be live during that time, this first 30 days. B, Jonathan, and Chuck will be live to make sure you got all your questions answered as I run the wheel. Okay? It's 1:15, 1 to 1:15 every day. You get a link if you're part of the program. All the way through the week. In my opinion, we are so excited about what we're about to do. And we're so excited to teach you what I've figured out is lowest risk, best return, where you don't have to sit there in front of a computer. This is really designed for people that like to have a pop in, not stare at a screen all day. Maybe they work at a job. Maybe they're out playing golf. Maybe they're doing other things. But at 1:15, 1 to 1:15, the wheel window's there. That's what the market's done so far. Been flat for the month of January. We think it's going to go higher. Notice that gold is up 16%, crude is up 6.4%, and bonds are at neutral. Silver's up 40% if it's on here. These are my 10 tickers for the week. What I would recommend, if you can trade the night market, any of these tickers that are gold or silver related, I would put on a piece. Silver right now is trading 97.57. It's already broken out, SLV. All you have to do if you got Schwab is go good to cancel, EXTO, that lets the order work. If you've got Tasty Trade, you change it to 24 hours. But, you put some money in, gold, 460.55. Gold's at 465 right now. That's why I had to develop a mutual fund. PAAS 6711, NIM 125.55, and Heckler 3311. If you don't have those, you get a little piece of it, okay? And you can do it tonight. MU above 402.55 is going higher. I got a trade I'll teach people in my live trading there. It's pretty lucrative on MU. NVIDIA above 190. I'm long, but Diamond 494. I'm long. SPY above 690. I'm long above QQQ 624.55. This is how you're going to make money focusing on what I focus on, not what you focus on. I can say that confidently because I put a mutual fund out there for you, for those people that want to trade up something other than SLV. You like the way I did that? Solve everybody. You got this stock here and there. I'm not going to follow all those stocks. I'm with SLV. SLV is one of the best payers I've ever dealt with, okay? And I'm using it. Probabilities, good tomorrow, good Tuesday, good Wednesday, a little weak on Thursday and Friday, but that's okay. We will be booked on our flight. We'll be where we need to be when we get there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Isn't that pretty cool? Got a record crowd tonight. Yeah, William, all those type questions. Are there leverage this silver? Absolutely. AGQ, things like that. News for the week. We got a big week for earnings this week. Guess what stocks are reporting this week? Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, just to name a few, are reporting this week. No, go watch the tape from last week on my mutual fund of silver and gold. It's still valid. As you know, silver is the hottest ticket on the planet. It pays the best, and you got the less risk in a stock like that, okay? SLV. Now, silver runs in my family. It goes back many, many years. Many years. I've always liked silver better than gold. You've heard me say that even when gold was making record highs first. There's my granddaughter right there. It was at $30 in 2012. Y'all notice those silver coins there? Everybody see those silver coins? They're Canadian maple leaves that I've been buying from 09 to 12. But when this picture was made, okay, that was about $30. You know how much they're worth today? 120 and rising. You don't think she was on to something back then? Isn't that a pretty picture? You might think you missed out entirely. But no, we're just going into the phase where it gets to be really fun. Silver has shot up over 5 times since Olivia was holding those coins. Even so, this is what you're going to read about. And I know I've read it. Why gold, silver, and copper could soon tumble from record highs. You see this all the time in a rally like this. Gold and silver wind down record-setting year on a sad note. It was down 1%. Guy wrote the article from the New York Post. These are the kind of articles that get you to sell. Give me a promise you will not sell unless it breaks our all bets off number. Because you can be influenced by people that's not in the market with these silly articles they write, okay? But I wanted to bring that to your attention tonight because you're going to read it. Now, this reminds me of 1999 when the Dow first hit 10,000. Everybody said the Dow is going to crash. That's what they said. That's 1999. Where's the Dow tonight? The actual Dow that we follow. Where's the Dow tonight? The Dow is just a classic case of the world being left in the stands. We're not going to be left in the stands with silver. We've got a 50-year record that's going to make it even better than that. I think it's one of the biggest market rallies in memory, historic day for all investors when it did that. And yet at the time, many were already saying the sky was falling. Federal Reserve was drawing comparisons to the great crash in 29. That was Greenspan. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. And Barron's was saying the entire market was a bull trap. You'll read all these kind of stories about silver. They will come out right and left. They'll go into the dustpan of history as telling you to get short and probably one of the greatest rallies of our time. Not going to let it happen to us. We're not going to let it take that silver trade away from us. Not with what I've come up with. Now, I don't need to tell you about what the Dows did since 1999. It's racing towards 50,000 coming days. The history of the stock market is flooded with examples of people panicking around a rally that's historic. This one's historic, folks. I expect silver to be the same story. In fact, my short-term target is 110 on the futures. We're only $3 away. When I said that in December, people said, no way. Look at it tonight. This new rate cut cycle helps silver. When rate cuts happen, it's pretty good for gold, but it's incredible for silver. After the 70 rate cut, market shot up 334% in just 3 years. Somebody type that in there. Take the current price and multiply it times 334. Somebody do that for me. We're at the start of a huge, huge move. After the 70s cut, 7 times its price. I know it sounds insane, but that's what you can expect as we go forward, that kind of horsepower, especially in silver, where there's a worldwide shortage and everything's coming to the silver. It's an industrial metal. Look at it, what it did during COVID. Doubling price in less than 6 months. So if you thought of even a second about how silver might about wind down, I want you to think again. Now's the time to start investing in silver. If you're not in, or if you are in, add to. I will teach you how to do it with the silver wheel. How many people like options on silver? Options, let's talk options, not the stock now. We're going to make a transition to options. How many people would like options on silver that were safe and part of what I call an entry table with a short-term expiration? The silver wheel is 3 times a week trade designed to target around $900 a month from the hottest asset on the planet. That's using $1,000. Anyone with 1,000 trade will have a shot to make about 300 per week on $1,000. That means you divide it by 3, about $300 a pop. I'm going to show you how to do it starting this Monday at 1:15. In the silver wheel, we'll be teaching you how to set up 3 trades per week with certain rules I developed in the last 45 days. And I got real life examples of people loving it, telling me, Tom, I don't have to set it from my computer. Look what I made. Just type in here some of the people that's been doing my SLV whipping the last 30 days. Just type that in here, showing what just give people a feel for how good this is. You can use percentages. You don't have to tell me dollars. Just percentages what you've done. The silver wheel is an organized way to take advantage of a historic rally. A historic rally is what it's going to tell us. If you want to trade with a little more money, you target $500 per day. You set your income level. Look what Lori typed in, up 80%. 332 by George. 500, 750 more. You set the terms. Each trade is extremely affordable. It costs you risk capital, $50 a contract. So you can do 1 contract, right? What would 10 contracts take out of your account if you did 10 at $50 a contract? $500, right? It's just great. And whether you trade big or small, silver wheel is the best way I know to take advantage of what the hottest asset on the planet is. We'll do everything to give you a shot at success. I'm going to spend all this time on the execution phase of the program. I'll be live with you 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday. Jonathan and Chuck will help me to get the trade out to make sure the wheel is working. We'll open up the wheel tomorrow and we'll let it roll. In the first month, that means you'll have 16 live sessions as a member of this. By the end of the month, my promise to you is everybody that wants to learn it will learn it, and you'll be able to use this for the rest of your life. Now, I could charge any amount of money for what I'm about to give you. You know I could. The numbers justify it. I want everybody here to smile as we smile Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It used to be an option. Payday was once a month, 3rd Friday of the month. I said that many times. Now payday will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Can y'all handle 3 paydays a week? Give me a yes if you can handle 3 paydays a week, because that's the way it's set up. Now, I've been trading silver since December. Frank said his account has doubled. That's actually an understatement. It's actually up at least 5 times what he started with. When my brother told me I need to learn from Tom Busby about trading, he was 100% right. David said that. In fact, I'm sure many of my students would happily pay whatever price I put on this, but that's not what I'm going to do. Tonight, as a special offer for new members who join me tonight, get the silver wheel for only $9.99 and learn how to make these trades for the rest of your life. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to be with you every day to make sure you got it down, questions answered as they come up. But the bottom line, tomorrow's masterclass will be recorded and you'll be able to go through it, ask questions at any time. Okay? $9.99. My goal is to get you a scholarship, no matter how small or how big you are. Now, I talked about 1,000 each trade this week, generate about 300 per trade. That'd be 900. You got the whole thing paid. with as little as $1,200 in each trade. You pay for the membership in 1 week. With $3,500, you pay for it in your first trade. But this price won't last long. The silver wheel isn't waiting around for anybody. I'm cutting it off after the night once we hit our limit. Now's the time to jump in. So Adam, drop the link. Here it goes. And I need you to type in where I don't have to go look. Type in that you're taking my offer and you're going to be part of the wheel group. We'll have a Telegram channel set up. You'll get it in the morning. We'll have a master class and we'll do the trades to set up the wheel this week. There's Ryan taking it. Adam, count these down because I put a limit on this, okay? Steve taking. Join the wheel. Go to dtitrader.com/wheel, get signed up. Got any questions, call 904-706. So why don't you join tonight? The offer doesn't get better or cheaper. In fact, once I take whoever joins me tonight and hits scholarship, I think I'm going to double the price of this. So get on board tonight. Be part of the group. That's why you should join. In trading, you need to put your money where the best odds are. I'm going to show you why silver is the best odds on the silver wheel. Can you learn the silver wheel? Absolutely, you can learn it. You know how you're going to learn it? We're going to do it day by day to make sure you know how to do it. These are not naked options, never naked options. How much time does it take to do the setup? Well, I would say maybe about a minute once you get the routine down. 1 minute to click your program and do it. That's how long it takes. Can everybody spare me a minute a day? Happens between 1 and 1:15. Can new traders, oh man, I wish somebody would have came to me with this trade when I got started trading options, instead of losing all that money. This is going to be the best starter trade ever in my history with the results people are going to start. You're going to eat it up, soak it up, and want more. Okay? That's the way it's going to work. New traders can do it. Advanced traders can race car it. Talk to Kelly, Trader Ann. Talk to Trader. Here's some things you need to consider about silver. Silver trades 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It trades futures. It's related to a lot of stocks. We'll go through every stock under the sun that silver affects. We'll talk about that. You'll know all that knowledge. But we're going to concentrate on one ticker, SLV. They got great options, and we're going to do it. Go to dtitrader.com/silverwheel. Call 904-706-3532. Get joined. I'm taking 100 people in this program. 100 people is all we're going to take at this price. Any questions? Type in, I'm in, I processed. You'll be given a link to a Telegram channel. It will say the silver wheel, and that's the way it will work. Shoba's joined. Perfect. I think Kelly's here, hopefully. Carol's in. All right, Carol. I don't know why you can't be in. Anybody waiting that's even thinking about what I've covered tonight? Don't wait. Bob's in. David C's officially in. Carolyn's in. Peg's in. It's a no-brainer, right, Peg? Now, what time are we going to meet tomorrow? Do y'all know the time we're going to meet? If you can't be there, get signed up and we will send you a recording, but you got to order to do the trades tomorrow where you'll be up to speed. All the satisfaction you want, MH. All the satisfaction you want. Steve says he wants a spot. Put your name and email in there, phone number, Steve. Anybody that needs to talk to Kelly or Jonathan or Corrine, put it in there. Frank will get you set up. Put your name, email, and phone number. Get in and put a note on there you want that done. We'll be glad to help you. Silver's at 108.36, folks. iPad says I'm up 1,500 just listening to you tonight. Todd's in. John says, please call me. Roger Sessions says, this is the silver lining of silver. Jim, I don't know. I'm not worried about that. Can you show up tomorrow? Huh? Can you show up tomorrow in here? Show up here, then they'll let them. Don't let anybody slow you down because the wheel starts rolling tomorrow. At 1 o'clock to 1:15 tomorrow, the wheel starts. Okay? Everybody understand what I'm saying? I'm opening up the wheel tomorrow between 1 and 1:15. SLV's at 98. You're about to go on I wish somebody, when the Dow went above 1,000 back when I was a young trader, somebody would have told me this. I thought it was going to come down like all the articles said. When the Dow went over 10,000, I said, well, surely they're right? No, they were wrong. Our mutual fund we put together last week's up 10%. Did you do that one, Anthony? The mutual fund we did? That was a freebie I gave out. Roland would like a call by Kelly. He wants to join. Silverjet. All right, let's go over the rules. I'm going to ask a question. Type in the following. What time do we show up tomorrow? 1 o'clock, right. 1 o'clock. You have to decide between now and tomorrow how much you want to run level. My recommendation is whatever amount you run with, I'm fine with, just run it for 10 trades, okay? The 10 trades that we do will give you some idea about your personal entries and exit based on what I teach, okay? In fairness to what I've got, you got to do that, okay? Does everybody understand that? The second thing, after you get signed up, get into the Telegram channel. I will type some information in there tomorrow to give you a framework for tomorrow's trade. Everybody got that? I'll type it in there right after about 9:30 to 10 into the new Silver Wheel Room, okay? And show up. Watch the tape, because I'm going to cover some very specific things that I want you to do to get set up and do it right. I'd rather you do it right than do it without understanding how good it is, okay? Now, give me some feedback. Was the presentation straightforward? You understand there's risk in trading, you know all that, right? You understand the profile, right? 3 times a week, 3 times a week. You understand you have to decide what your allotment for this trade is going to be and stay level. You can change it about, I would change it every 10 trades once you get confidence or whatever. Yes, the trade has an absolute target price. It definitely does. Can you think of any other question I need to cover? Adam, can they replay what I did tonight and play it again?
I can replay it, T-Buzz, once you're
all right, let's wrap it up, folks. I want to listen to it. I'll tell you, it's my best efforts to give you something that I've been using and what I think is the greatest rally in silver in my lifetime to keep the risk minimized, but keep the reward there. Your return on investment when you set it up is about 30%. Everybody understand what that means? ROI. Does everybody understand that? The setup has a price